The sun had barely risen over the sprawling savannah, but the air was already heavy with the scent of rain and wet earth. A mother lion and her tiny cub walked cautiously along the edge of a swollen river, its waters raging from recent storms. The brown torrent surged with terrifying force, twisting around scattered acacia trees, carrying with it branches and debris like a chaotic current of nature's fury. Suddenly, the cub slipped. One moment it was on solid ground, the next, it was being swept away in a swirl of churning water. The mother lion's roar tore through the morning air, a sound of desperation, fear, and unrelenting love. Her golden eyes followed every movement of her child as the river tried to claim it. Have you ever witnessed a moment where helplessness feels absolute? Where instinct collides with circumstance, and love alone fuels action? Today, you're about to see that moment unfold. The river raged with unstoppable power. Each wave was a wall, each current a force that threatened to sweep the cub out of reach forever. The small body clung to a floating log, a fragile lifeline amid the chaos. The mother lion paced the bank, her powerful frame trembling as she tried to calculate every movement of the flood. Her roar echoed, swallowed almost immediately by the torrent, a futile cry against nature's raw energy. Every shiver of the cub was a spike of fear in her heart. Her claws dug into the mud as she darted forward and back, searching for any chance to rescue her offspring. Seconds stretched into eternities, the river mocking her strength. And then, with a glance toward the distant road cutting through the acacia, she made a choice that defied every lesson of survival she had ever learned. The lioness ran. She did not hesitate. She sprinted across the wet earth, paws sinking into the mud, heading for the distant hum of an engine, a sound she would normally avoid at all costs. Kofi, a seasoned wildlife ranger with decades of experience, was patrolling the area when he noticed her approach. His heart raced as he prepared for a possible charge. Yet this was no threat. The lioness stopped at his vehicle, lowering her massive head and letting out soft, pleading whimpers. She was asking for help, not confrontation. Kofi froze, understanding immediately that maternal instinct had overridden her natural fear of humans. This was trust, a profound, dangerous trust that could save a life. Without hesitation, the lioness turned and beckoned him toward the river. Kofi's pulse quickened. The river's current was merciless, capable of dragging even the strongest human downstream. But hesitation could cost the cub its life. Slowly, deliberately, Kofi gathered his rope and life vest. Speaking softly to the lioness, using calm tones she might recognize as non-threatening, every movement was measured. He couldn't afford a single mistake. One misstep, one sudden motion, and instinct could trigger aggression. Yet the bond forming here, between human and wild predator, was stronger than fear, stronger than caution. The lioness stayed close to the water's edge, her eyes blazing with anxiety, her low growls punctuating the roar of the flood. She would not intervene directly, but would not let Kofi risk himself without guidance. Trust, desperation, and love formed an unspoken pact. With a deep breath, Kofi entered the icy, violent current. Water slammed against him with every step, thick with mud and debris pulling at his body, as though the river itself wanted to claim him. His eyes never left the tiny, shivering cub clinging to the log. The cub's small paws were numb, its body trembling uncontrollably. Yet it held on with every ounce of strength. One wrong wave could end everything. The mother lion ran along the bank, matching his movements, letting out a constant low-frequency murmur of worry that filled the space between panic and hope. Every step was a battle against nature, against time, against the river's sheer force. The audience can feel the suspense. One moment could mean life, the next death. Finally, Kofi reached the log. The cub, sensing safety, instinctively latched onto his outstretched arm. Painful scratches marked the urgency of the moment, tiny reminders of life clinging desperately to hope. With the rope secured, Kofi's partner on the bank began the slow, careful pull back to safety. The lioness followed each movement, never rushing, never interfering, maintaining a delicate boundary of trust. The cub's survival now depended on a fragile combination of instinct, courage, and human skill. The river roared. The stakes were colossal, yet somehow, amidst the chaos, a path to safety emerged. Once safely on the muddy bank, Kofi immediately attended to the cub, wrapping it in cloth, checking its pulse, and clearing water from its lungs. The mother lion approached cautiously, her massive body trembling not from cold but from adrenaline. Then, the miracle happened. The cub stirred. Weakly at first, then with growing recognition, it walked toward its mother. She enveloped it in her powerful embrace, licking it fiercely, ensuring its survival was real, hers, and absolute. This was not just a rescue, it was a profound testament to trust, love, and connection across species. Human bravery and maternal instinct converged to create a moment of unparalleled emotion. In the wild, dominance often defines survival. Yet here, empathy and trust proved stronger. The mother lion broke instinct to seek help. The ranger risked life to honor that trust. Together, they demonstrated that the impossible can be achieved when connection replaces fear, when love outweighs aggression. If this story moved you, hit the like button, share this tale of courage and maternal instinct, and subscribe to witness more stories where humans and wildlife meet in moments of hope and extraordinary connection. In these shared moments, the wild is not just a place of danger, it is a stage for heroism, for love, and for the enduring power of life itself.